recorder. And hello and welcome to week 2. Wow, this is just flying by. All right, maybe that's an exaggeration. All right, I know that's an exaggeration. All right, so this evening, if you have looked at your assignments for this week, you'll see that chapter 3, which is working in healthcare, is part of your assignment for this week. And so even though you still have a little ways to go before you graduate from this program, I wanted to go through with you the various and sundry places where you can look for a job when you graduate, when you get your certification. And in some cases, you may even be able to start looking now. Okay, so the first place I wanted to point you toward is AAPC. For those of you, you should know, AAPC stands for the American Academy of Professional Coders. And I gave you the link right there at the top of the slide that will take you directly to the find a local chapter. And of course, I put in South Carolina, as you can see. These are the local chapters in South Carolina. And what's really great about getting involved and going to a local chapter meeting is there are a couple of really cool things about it, okay? The first is you are going to meet people who are doing the job you want to have right now. And this in the professional world is called networking. And that's very important. It's also very good psychologically for you because you will be amazed at how reassuring and how good it is to sit and talk with somebody and say, have a conversation about coding diabetes mellitus with manifestations and have the other person say, oh, I have that issue too. And here's what I learned. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, these people understand when I talk, as opposed to like your family and friends who just like, I don't really know what you're talking about. Okay. All right, so you can see here that whatever city you live in South Carolina, and you don't have to live in South Carolina, they have local chapters in every single state. So you go to this website, you can find what's close to you, and then you click on details there on the left side, and you will find information on how to contact them and find out where they meet, okay? They're probably having virtual meetings now, but soon, maybe we'll have face-to-face meetings where you can network. And there's another benefit of getting connected with your peers, your professional peers. And that is that typically these individuals will announce job openings at their companies. And you will get to find out about job openings before they're ever published anywhere, which gives you the leg up. And also imagine you can go on an interview and say, hi, Hillary, you remember we met at that AAPC meeting in Sumter or whatever, okay? So this is really an important part of growing yourself professionally is to be able to meet and greet and learn from your professional peers, okay? And as I said, it also offers you that camaraderie where you're talking to people who truly understand what you're going through when you're coding something or studying for the exam or looking for a job, okay? So this is a really important, and if you're already thinking, I already have too much to do, I can't go to meetings. First of all, like I said, they're most probably still doing virtual right now. Second of all, it's not like they have a meeting every day. It's maybe once a month or once every 2 months, okay? So you could find the time. This is important as you are building your career, okay? All right. Also at AAPC, they have a job board. Okay, and you can see the URL right there, aapc.com medical-coding-jobs, where employers go and post openings that they have when they're looking for medical coders, particularly who are certified maybe. Also, for those of you who may want a little egress into the industry or while you are studying for your certification exam, and I know you have a while to go yet, but if you notice here on the right hand side in blue, you see Project Extern. AAPC sponsors an externship thing. So if while you're studying for the exam and whatever, you might want to look into an externship, which is something you can put on your resume as active coding experience while you're finishing up your education here at CCTC, getting ready to sit for the certification exam. Okay, so this is all part of building your professionalism, your experience, your knowledge, and connecting up with your peers. Okay. All right. In addition, as you may or may not know, we have two national coding associations. One is AAPC, which we just talked about, and the other is AHIMA, AHIMA, and they have a wonderful, as you can see here, they have a wonderful career tools center for those who are new coming into the industry. So the career map on the left-hand side is really fascinating, because when you open that, you can see the four main subsectors of health information management. Yes, there's coding and billing, which you're studying to do, and that is great and important, but there are also other opportunities. This is not a beginning and an end. This is one of many things. So like you can go ahead and do medical billing and coding for 5 years, say, and then say, well, maybe I want to get into management or data analysis or clinical documentation improvement, or anyway, there are lots and every one of those dots or diamonds represents a different job description, a different job title, a different opportunity. So as you are getting into this field and you learn more from all your different classes here at CCTC, you can also start to shape your future in more than one single line. Okay, there are so many different opportunities. So when you go to the career map, you click on one of those dots or diamonds or whatever it is, and it'll come up, and it will come up with a dialog box that'll have the title of the job and a short description of the job, as well as it'll tell you about what type of experience is necessary or education. You know, do you need associate degree or bachelor's degree or whatever? And you see these gray concentric circles. Well, it starts in the center with entry-level jobs, and then it goes out and out and out, and then the most outside one are your vice president, director of whatever opportunities. So you can see from all the concentric circles that all of the different career paths that you can take, and so you can look to growing yourself and honing your job description, where you want to go, what you want to do, to make sure that you are, my belief is everybody is put on this earth to get up every morning and say, oh, goody, I get to go do this. And they actually gonna pay me Okay. So sometimes as you're growing into a new industry, into a new career path, you may not exactly know what the future could hold for you, what your choices are. There are a lot of people that come into medical coding and billing and think that's it. Okay, this is, one cup, that's it. All you could do is coding, you could do billing, you could do both, but that's it. But that's nowhere close to it. Okay, so that's a great thing. And you don't have to be a member of a HIMA to come in here. You don't, although it's an excellent organization. And as students, you can join for like $45, $50 and you get full benefits. Okay. But the point is you don't have to be a member of a HIMA to access these tools. Okay, then the next column, you see this nice young lady with the beautiful long hair and the dark suit, and that's your job board, and that's where you can find actual job listings. Okay. And then the third one, Health Information 101, will tell you a little bit more, it probably in a more generalized way of all that health information and health informatics, which medical billing and coding is one component of health information management and health informatics. What we do, and things like that. Here are some from people who work in the field and things like that. And then there's the salary survey. What I have found in my years, I have always believed this, and I have found this proven to be true. What you really, really need to do is find something you love to do. Like I said, get up in the morning and say, oh, goody, I get to go do this. And the money will come. A long time ago, I read this research study, and they followed college graduates from their senior year for 5 years. Okay. And the college graduates broke into two groups. Those who took jobs at graduation that they really wanted, but and took it regardless of how much you're going to pay me my first day there. Okay. And the other group took the job that was going to pay them the most, regardless of where it was, the job description, or anything like that. Okay. So we had two groups. Money wise, we had the group that took the job because it was a job that they wanted in a location that they wanted, regardless of how much they were going to pay. And then we had the group that was just out for the money, whatever. I want what, oh, you outbid them, you get me. Okay. 5 years later, the group that took the job that they really wanted was making twice as much as the group that took the job out of college that was offering the most money. Do you hear what I'm saying? When you enjoy what you're doing, when you want to be doing what you're doing, you do a better job. When you do a better job, you get more promotions and more raises. That is a fact. Okay. And if any of you have ever had a job, that maybe a summer job or whatever, that you took a job and you did it, well, I need money. It doesn't matter that it's working in a gas station or I did telemarketing. I didn't sell anything. I only offered free trials of children's books, but still it was telemarketing. Okay, but I needed the money. All right. So the fact is that we all have jobs that we don't want to do, that you have to do because you need the money or you need this experience or whatever it might be. Okay. But now you're about to graduate. Well, you're in a program headed toward a good career. And it's important that you know that you have choices and that you need to make the choice from here, from your heart, and say, wow, I really enjoy coding obstetrics. So I'm going to try and get a job for an OBGYN or at a women's hospital. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Okay. And I'm recording all of this, and I will post the recording so you guys will have, you know, you'll be able to see the URLs in case this is too fast. All right, then I went into Indeed, and Indeed does indeed have medical coding and billing jobs. And of course I put in the location of Sumter, and I put this up because you have to make sure, I want to make sure that you are aware that you must put in the word medical. Okay, don't just put in coding, because you could end up with an IT job and they're going to want you to write HTML, not CPT. Okay. And the same thing with billing. You don't want a job as an accountant. You want medical billing. All right. And of course, you can put wherever you want. I put Sumter because that's where the school physically is, but it can be anywhere. Especially now, there are a lot more remote coding positions. So you can consider that. Okay. All right. And I also went to monster.com, and you'll notice I put in medical billing and coding, Sumter, South Carolina. I did this just a few hours ago. They found 16 jobs that are available right now. But I also put this because I want you to notice, look on the left-hand side of the screen. You'll notice that we put in medical billing and coding, but we got a billing analyst and a reporting analyst. And this is why I wanted to mention this, is you have to look at the job descriptions because it is so wackadoodle. What's wackadoodle is that these jobs are not always titled medical coder or medical biller. All right. Sometimes they're called data analysts. Sometimes they're called reimbursement specialists. I mean, there are all kinds of crazy names. All right. And I forgot to add, but if you're interested in, say, a job with the VA, I know we have some students who have military connections. You don't need to have a military connection, but www.usajobs.gov is where they list all of the government, including billing and coding with the VA. And the VA uses a lot of coders, a lot of coders. Okay. So what the emphasis here is that I want you to remember that you cannot just go by the title of the job, because they use a lot of different titles for medical billing and coding jobs. Now, you would think that it would make sense to just call a person a medical coder or a medical biller, but they're not going to make it that easy. I don't know, but that's just it. Okay. All right. Any questions? No. All right. All right. Then we're cruising. This week, you have 2 chapters to read. Chapter 3, working in healthcare. And I do want you to start thinking about what type of environment would you like to work in? In other words, do you want to work in a hospital? Do you want to work in a physician's group? Do you want to work in a clinic? Do you want to work long-term healthcare, short-term healthcare, rehab, whatever, mental health hospital, whatever? Okay. There are a lot of different choices. And, you know, we have more specialty hospitals. We have, of course, specialists, you know, physician specialties. So as you are learning and practicing your craft and coding, think about, oh, I really love coding obstetrics, but not so much endocrinology like diabetes, or I really like infectious diseases, but not so much whatever. Okay. I know that every student I've ever taught, plus myself, is you tend to have that, oh, I really like doing those codes, because I get it. So think about that. Think about the kind of facility you want to work at, and anything else, because at this point, you have control over your career. You have control over your future. And the sooner you plan, the better off you will be. Okay. All right. And then chapter 4, law, the courts, and contracts. And I know this course is healthcare law or medical records on the law. And of course, I want you to learn about the law, but this textbook is not as finely in tune with what I want us to be learning about. So we have like this two-prong approach. You get me, and then you get the book, and then that gives you twice as much. It's two mints in one. Thank you, Jacqueline. I know Hillary's like emptying the dishwasher or something, but that's okay. It's all right.
I'm sorry, I'm cooking.
Oh, you're cooking. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Well, as soon as we're finished, I'll be right over. Okay. No, you know what is I attended a faculty meeting, and it was just like this. It was a Zoom meeting. And so I had my laptop, and I did exactly what Hillary did. I took my laptop with me into the kitchen, and I figured as long as I can hear and see, and then I get a text in the chat box, and it says, "We can see you walking around, Shelley." I was putting food in the microwave and chopping asparagus and all kinds of things. So it's fine, because I know you can hear me, and I know you can see me, and this. And then, like I said, I'll be posting the recording. Okay. So you know the routine already. Chapter reviews, then you have your homework for both chapters. I added in some weekly stuff. I want you to start thinking about the national certifications. We, of course, are helping you top out to prepare to sit for and pass, we hope. Okay, we're going to help you pass the national certification. And it is a process, and the national certification exam includes all of this stuff. It will include laws, it will include ethics, it will include everything you're learning in this class and all the other classes. So and then of course you have me. I'm here to support you. You know that. Email me. We can always do a Zoom. We can speak on the phone. I can answer your questions, email. I promise you a response within 24 hours. And what else can I do for you this evening?
Dr. Safian, I'm not sure if you, touched on this, and we probably spoke, but for joining the AAPC, is that something that we should be doing now, or should we wait until?
Excellent question. In order to sit for the AAPC certification, you must be a member.
Okay.
I will tell you this, it's a little expensive. It's like $200 or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's not $50 like a HIMA is. AAPC is more expensive. So what I want to tell you is save up the money, and yes, join as soon as you can. It's anytime from right now all the way up to when you're ready to send in your application to sit for the certification exam. You have all of that time. Okay. I do not know. I do not believe you have to be a member to attend the local chapter meetings. Okay. The national meeting is just like a big convention, and that also costs money, and you save money by being a member, but you don't have to worry about that just yet. I'm more interested in you getting connected with your local chapter, because that group of people can be, one of them can be your future employer. Okay, so you want to make those connections. So whenever you, and you know, the exam is also a couple of $100. So start saving your money, and whenever you're ready, you know, to do, if you could do them separately, it'll probably be a little less intense on your pocketbook.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There is no too soon.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Great question. Hillary, you got any questions? Tell me what you're cooking.
I don't know. It's something my fiance sent me on Messenger, so I'm going to try it.
Okay.
It's some pasta thing.
Okay, mystery pasta at Hillary's house. All right.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys remember I'm here for you, whatever you need, and have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.